Hello everyone, my name is Basti and I'm an independent trader with years of experience in the crypto markets. If you're looking for the latest information for daily chart analysis, and if you're looking for trading predictions as well as trading news, then you've come to the right place. Let's go. Good morning guys and welcome back to the channel. Nice of you to come and have a look at what we have prepared for you today. And as you can see, we are already looking at the daily chart for Bitcoin. Here you can see that we had a breakout out of our downtrend line here, the white line that I've displayed on the graphic. And as you can see, we see here a big rejection rather from our blue line here, which is our 100 EMA line. This is an indicator I've activated so you guys can see this clearly. So here what's interesting to look at is that our 100 EMA line has been so strong as resistance that every single time we touch it, it pushes the price back down. So that is where we are at the moment, trying to fight. I mean, the candle here, of course, did cross the line briefly, but then again, it pushed the price back down. And even if we go into the 4-hour chart and we display all of our EMA lines, we can see here how we have a very, very bearish candle, which I'm not too happy about, but that doesn't mean that the price is meant to drop. You can see an example of that, for example, over here, a bit over to the left. It could be that we follow the same scenario where here on the 16th of March, we had this huge bearish candle, and still right after that on the 4-hour chart, the price continued to rise. As you can see here, found support on our EMA lines, and the price climbed and climbed yet more. So that is, to keep that in mind, that it doesn't necessarily have to be a bearish candle, but we do have to be very careful. This is of course something I mentioned to the BitBull members on my group, that you have to watch out, because here we have our 50 EMA line giving very strong support to the price of Bitcoin. In fact, you can see that precisely on the dollar line is where we would find support. And of course here you can see this big green candle that basically exploded the price towards the upside. So one thing to keep in mind here is that, for me at least, this is not a definite move towards the upside. Could be that this is just a fake out. So of course my recommendation right now is that you remain cautious, you remain careful to make a move right now. If we go and look at the 1-hour chart, then we have these 3 nice candles that brought the price up. At the moment, of course, the last 3 candles have also been bringing the price back down. This price line, the red one here at $41,890, has to hold, has to become support, and hopefully we do confirm the line as support. This line comes from, and I've already mentioned this a bunch of times in my previous videos, this is why I recommend to you guys that if you haven't already, that you go and you hit the like button for this video, of course, but that you also go and subscribe, hit the notification bell, so that you always kept up to date with everything that we post. So here, now I know a lot of you are still saying that this is a bear market, it will continue to go, the prices will continue to drop even lower to $20,000. I think, on the other hand, that once we get past this area, we confirm that this is our support. The next stop is of course $44,500. We'll be here for some time before we do move into that area. And I think this is the start of a very interesting period. What I would even dare to say, the bull run, it's going to resume. Now, if we look at the 4-hour chart, we can also see that we still are inside this ascending triangle pattern, moving up and down. So, this high here at $44,500, we have to be able to take out these highs and break out of the triangle, unless, of course, if that doesn't happen, we'll remain here inside this triangle, possibly towards the first week of May. So that is something to also keep in mind. And now if we look on the daily chart, we do have this white line of resistance that comes from this previous all-time high, and this line, of course, we try to break out of already a few times, again from our previous all-time high. And here those were two major points where we tried to get out of this downtrend line. But right now things are looking better, because as you can see, we broke out of it, and even if we went back down below it, we used our 50 EMA ribbon as support. Then we confirmed that the price, or that this line was behind us, by now resuming a move towards the upside. So we do have to confirm that we basically will continue to move towards the upside, and that way, you know, we could be more certain that the bearish sentiment is behind us. But there's still, of course, possibility that we go back down. So long as we don't go below our 50 EMA ribbon, then we should be, for at least for the time being, we should be fine. Okay, so now I wanted to show you what happened yesterday, because I mean, as you know, we went up to almost $2,000 in price, and there must be a reason for something like that happen. It just doesn't happen, you know, with no particular reason. So you can see here on our liquidation pool, we have here at the top the amount of liquidations for the shorts, and at the bottom the amount of liquidations for the long positions. And if you compare the two of them, they look relatively equal. So I would say a chance of 50-50% was what we had yesterday, and at least for us, it was good that the price decided then to move towards the upside. And so for those of you who don't know, what happens is you do have the market makers, something I've talked about, who come into the market and they say, okay, they want to move the market in a specific direction. They try to catch as many people to go into the opposite direction, so that they can then trigger liquidation. They can also bring in new capital in the market, because there's, of course, people who, for example, when they see that the candle is starting to move up, they think, oh, we're going to go all the way up to $60,000, which of course doesn't happen, but there's people who think that way. And so they go in and they enter the market. And then when the market makers realize, okay, now it is the time to start triggering some of those stop losses, then that's when they begin to move the price for their own benefit. That is why I always recommend that if you are in the market with an open position and you happen to be in profit, go ahead and either close that position, or at the very least, I recommend always that you start taking profit, because it is very quickly in a market like this that things can go in a different direction than you expected to. Even if things are at the beginning are starting to look good for you, very quickly they can turn the other way. So that's why, again, always make sure you take profits, especially in a market like the one that we are in. When we look at the liquidations here, we can see, of course, all the short positions show how many candles or how many positions were liquidated. Here we even have $9.82 million that were liquidated in short positions. And then right after that, you see on the other side, long positions started to also liquidate. That's why, again, make sure if you are already in profit that you put your stop loss at your entry point, so that you can stay safe and you can take some of those profits with you. Now let's go and have a look at the fear and greed index, which of course, I guess not a whole lot has changed over the last 24 hours. We have 26 points for today, and yet again, I'd say I don't think this is going to change. We'll remain within the 30 and 20 range for a while before we do see a change in this indicator. Now let's go over and have a look at Ethereum, and we see that Ethereum is also doing well, just like Bitcoin did have a nice breakout, and right now we are above, or at least very close to, the $3,000 price line. We were, however, rejected by the 100 EMA line. That's why I say you guys have to look at the videos that we share, because we talked about this yesterday, and it's very important that you are kept up to date with everything that we post. Also, we, as you can see, left this downtrend line here behind us. We seem to be in the process of already, that we already confirmed it rather, as the breakout, and now we are headed, or should be heading, towards our yellow resistance line here, or also our $3,266 price line. But again, we do have to, and it's very important that we do leave this EMA ribbons behind us, and that we leave the $3,000 price line and we remain above it to confirm that indeed that is what's happening. And here we can see that it's a similar move to what Bitcoin did, but much better. We only had 2 hours of a drop in the price, and right now we are very close to $3,000, trying to get above that price line. So let's see what happens. As you can see, it's a very important line where we've been using it for support and resistance a few times in the past, and it is very important that once again we manage to leave this behind us and move on. Now let's go and have a look at our Bitcoin dominance, where we see that yesterday the altcoins were performing relatively well. That's why we see this drop here, but now we see Bitcoin is going back up in the dominance, and here we can see, of course, on the daily chart that we are using our EMA ribbons, our 100 EMA ribbon, as support, and that means we'll remain at 43% in the dominance. That of course means that Chainlink, for example, or Luna, all these important altcoins are performing relatively well, and did so yesterday. Now, if you haven't already and you are interested in getting more detailed information, you can of course go to bitbulltrading.com, or that is bitbull-trading.com, where you can of course join our coaching service, and you can of course sign up for a free meeting. The first one is completely free, and then after that, we can discuss which package best fits you. Also, if you want to trade in cryptocurrencies, you can join our Femex link in the video description, and you can also join our Telegram group that is completely free, where I'm always posting relevant information that is useful to you. Hopefully today we'll reach the 10,000 members. These are all tools that are very useful for you guys, and most of them are completely free of charge. Anyway, stay healthy. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Basti. Bye bye.